Video, we're going to be talking about product property of exponents. Your objective is students will be able to apply the properties of exponents to simplify algebraic expressions with integer exponents. Okay, so let's go over this property real quickly. The product property means if I take two values, if you notice here, the bases are the same, all right? So the base is that. If the bases are the same, you notice you keep the same base. But since I'm multiplying, you take the exponents R and S and you add them. So when you multiply numbers with the same base, you add the exponent. So let's look at some examples. All right, number 11. All right, so we are going to multiply, but you notice the bases are the same, so I keep the base and you add the exponents. So you're going to do 3 plus 6. So that gives you 5 to the 9th power. All right, and you just leave it like that. Let's look at number 12. We have variables in here. It has no bearing on what we do. The same process remains the same. The bases are x's, so you keep our base to be the same, x. Take the exponents and you add them. So I keep the base, 7 plus 8 is 15. And there you go. So I want you to pause the video and then do 13 or 14, and then once you're done, play and compare your results to mine. All right, here the bases are the same, so you add the exponents. So it'll be 5 plus 6. So therefore, I get 4 to the 11th. Here, the bases are x, so I keep x, add the exponents, 3 plus 7. So therefore, I get x to the 10th power. All right. All right, another property, power of a power. What that means is, you notice I only have one base. Only one base in this problem. All right, but I have 2 exponents. All right, so that means I have an exponent, parenthesis, exponent. Well, that means you multiply. You keep the same base. See, the bases are the same. You keep that the same, but all you do now is you multiply the exponents. Okay, so let's take a look here. All right, so the base is 3, so we keep 3. So I have 4, parenthesis, 5, 2 exponents. So that means I multiply. So I'm going to do 4 times 5. So that's 3 to the 20th. Same thing here. I got one base, exponent, parenthesis, exponents. That means I keep the base, multiply the exponents. I get x. Oops. So I get x to the 15th. All right, pause the video, do 17 and 18, and when you're done with those, hit play and compare your results. All right, here I got one base, so I keep the base, multiply, so 5 times 3 is, oh, for Pete's sake, is 2 to the 15th. That's a 5, folks. And then the next one will be x to the 14th. All right, now we have power of a product. Now, you know what, look here. I got 2 bases. So I got 2 bases. And 1 exponent. If you look at the 2 bases, there's multiplications going on between the 2. So there's no plus and there's no minus between the 2. All right, so that means I can take the exponent and distribute. So I get a to the m power times b to the m power. All right, so what that means here is, look here, I got 2 bases. And I'm multiplying. So that means I can take this exponent and apply it to both. So I can write it as 5 squared and x squared. All right. Now we can simplify that because 5 squared, we know, you should know what that is. That's 25x squared. Now, if this was like to the 10th power, I'm not going to multiply out 5 to the 10th. If it's something small like 5 squared, you should be able to know that. And then simplify it. All right, 20. So we take 2 to the 3rd power, x to the 3rd power, y to the 3rd power. All right, so then simplify it. Well, we know 2 cubed is 8, x cubed, y cubed. All right, try the next two, pause, try the next two. When you're done, hit play and compare your results. All right, so here we get 3 cubed x squared cubed. So 3 cubed is 3 times 3 is 9 times 3 is 27. And then here we get x, but we look, we got parentheses, we have an exponent, parentheses, exponent, so that means we multiply, so I get x to the 6. Okay, 22. This whole thing is considered a base. So I got negative 1/4. All of this is being squared. I got x squared being squared, and I have y cubed is being squared. So negative 1/4 squared, it means that's negative 1/4 times negative 1/4, which is positive 1/16. X 2 times 2 is 4. Y 3 times 2 is 6. All right, and let's try one more. All right, I can go ahead and do this as x 4 times 3 is 12 times x 2 times 5 is 10. Bases are the same, so you keep the base, add the exponents, you get 22. All right, go ahead and do these 5. Hit pause, do these 5, and then hit play and come back and you check your results. Say for number 24, you should get 49x squared. Number 25, you should get 3 to the 4th power, x to the 4th, and y to the 4th. Okay. Here, number 26, you get 4 squared, which is 16, and then x 3 times 2 is 6. Okay, negative 1/3 squared, so that's negative 1/3 times negative 1/3, which is 1/9. We got 3 parentheses 2, so that's x to the 6, because remember you multiply. 2 times 2 is 4, so it's y to the 4th. So here we get x to the 10th times x to the 12th. Bases are the same, so we keep the base. Since we're multiplying, we add the exponents. 10 plus 12 is 22.